Hi, I'm Pam for News 6. This news program has prepared by the 6th graders from Holgate Elementary School. Holgate is famous for two personalities. The first one is the late Joey Brown. You have probably seen him on some of the old comedy movies. He lived in this house when he was a resident of Holgate. A family still lives here, and there is a plaque in the front yard honoring the popular comedian. The second famous person who is a native of Holgate happens to be a lady. Her name is Admiral Durrick, and as you might have guessed from her title, she is famous for being the first lady admiral in the history of the U.S. Navy. Here's Kevin to tell us some more about what's going on in our school and town.
It seems that this year has been the year when a lot of new things arrived at our school. Not too long ago, our school was enlarged so that there would be more room for the younger grades. This section presently houses the first through sixth grades. Just behind this section, something else has been added, a large baseball diamond. It is used by our class during recess as well as our baseball team. Our school always has had a baseball team and a basketball team, but we can look forward to having a football team in the near future. It is hoped that enough money can be raised so that this team can be ready by August. This is just fine with us because the team will allow the people from the 7th grade up to participate. And of course, with all this activity going on in sports, the band is also ready for a new season. They have just got new uniforms. They are very sharp and use our school colors, purple and gold, with a little bit of white on trimming. A lot of people have commented on how different they are from the old uniforms. One of the best new ideas this year was the purchase of a trampoline. It is not hard to learn how to use, and it's good exercise. We expect that in no time at all, we will all be experts at the trampoline, or just good bouncers if you don't want to be formal. Another thing about Holgate is our fire station. Our old one is one of the more attractive buildings in our town, but unfortunately it doesn't have enough room. We presently have over 50 volunteer firemen, 3 trucks, a rescue service located across the street. The new building will have room for the entire fire department as well as a jail, a city council room, a courtroom. This is a good arrangement, and the old building is going to be used as a museum for the artifacts of our town. We think it will make Holgate a nicer and a safer place to live. Joan?
Here's a good question for you. What machine can do 16 different things at once, uses weights, pulleys, springs, and wire, but doesn't use any motors, gas, or electricity? If you can answer that, you are pretty good. The machine I was talking about is the new exercise machine that lets 16 people work out at once. It's a recent addition to our school's physical education department and can allow you to exercise just about any part of your body. At some places on the machine, you pull a bar down, sort of a backwards chin-up. At other places, you might push or pull up weights using a sort of handlebar, or you might want to try sit-ups on a backwards sloping platform. All the weights are adjustable so that it can accommodate just about anybody. If you were to do every exercise available on the machine, you would have exercised your legs, neck, waist, arms, and just about every muscle in your body. Right now, the machine is being used mostly by the track team, but in a year it will be used by the football team. It costs about $4,000, but considering all the things it can do, it's worth it. If you are ever in Holgate, stop in and take a look at it. You might even want to try out all the exercises, if you're not too pooped after the 9th and 10th, that is. Do any of you have jobs babysitting? If you do, you might have run into difficult situations and not know what to do about them, or you might not know what steps to take should an actual emergency arise. We've done something about this at our school. With the sponsorship of the Child Conservation League, there are babysitting clinics being offered after school gets out. They are free and teach everyone attending anything that would be important in a babysitting job. If you don't have one at your school, you might try to get one started. They're fun and could help a guy or girl save a life in an emergency. Joe?
One of the most creative areas in our school involves the art projects we do. Rather than just doing one or two different styles of art, we have done over 12 different kinds of projects in the last year. We've just finished decoupaging different objects. This is a time-consuming process. It involves gluing a picture on an object and then covering the entire thing with varnish. Each coat of varnish is then sanded and revarnished several times. When it is done, it looks like a glass finish. Just now we're starting in ceramics. We got the clay from our principal's backyard and we had to clean all the particles out of it. After the project has been molded, it is placed in a kiln to be fired. Some of the other projects we have done have been string pictures, leather-like vases that were made using tape and shoe polish, corn husks and dowels and macrame. We have done some unusual projects like a Thanksgiving collage, stitchery on bicentennial themes, candles, and paper mache masks. While we're talking about art, we wanted to tell you about the best artist in Holgate. Her name is Tilly Richalt, and she is 84 years old. She's the one in our community who can always be counted on to bring home a first or second place at fairs, garden, and art shows. We wanted to tell you about our art and some of the artists in our town to make a point. There are hundreds of different kinds of art, and you are never too old or too young to find enjoyment in them. Now back to Pam with our final story.
Do any sections of your school look like this? We're not proud of these areas at Holgate Elementary, and thanks to our environmental grant, we're going to do something about it. We're lucky to be one of the 12 schools in Ohio to receive the grant. It was for about $10,000 and will pay for workshops for the teachers, materials, equipment, and textbooks. Certain classes from our school have been selected to participate, and there is a director who will report activities to the state. We're planning an environmental studies. Classes and projects, remember that picture of the garbage? Our class is going to clean up that area and dispose of the mess. The science class have tested the soil to see what plants will grow, and the art department has drawn a design for the area. We're going to landscape it, put in benches, and have an outdoor classroom. Other classes are working in the woods behind the school. Animal life and trees and plants have been studied. We made plaster casts of tracks and are making nets to catch and study the insects. As you can see, this pond could be beautiful if some work was done on it. Here are some hopes that our school might be able to buy this property and clean up the mess that is gathered over the years. This wonderful wildwood project, for now and following years, the knowledge we will get will last for years. And of course, our environment with work could stay beautiful forever. For Kevin, Joan, Joe, and myself, this has been News 6 from Holgate Elementary School.